Okay, back again in emoji unboxing. So this time I tried to do video testing about the other disc that I just recently buy, but this time it's not a film, so it's just data for old games that I'm trying to buy it from other people in hope that I not get the same data. We just didn't have a sound or the Scarface game, so yeah, it's pretty annoying. So, but the first package that I was unboxed is not really important because it's just a screwdriver that I tried to buy again with the same size, even though I already bought the multi-purpose screw that have more than 100 bits, I guess, so it's most likely compatible to any kind of screw out there. So yeah, it eventually support the same screw that I think it was not, because it is just very hard to unscrew the SSD and closure the SSD compartment of my dream gigabit. So yeah, I eventually can open it with the bigger screw, bigger bits than it was recommended for. So the recommended size is Philips 00, and I try to open it with the Philips 0 with a little bit push. It's just very easy. After I already unscrew it, those tight threads, not sure what it's called, but yeah, I can continue with the smaller or the more appropriate size, which is the Philips 00. And when I already installed the SSD, I can screw it back with the same bits, but of course I will not pull it so tightly until it cannot be opened again, because I will most likely bought another SSD in order to install another different games, because yeah, the single games can reach up to 100 gigabytes if you talk about the modern games that will go in the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 console. So that's the reason why those 256 SSD storage can only be filled with 1 to 3 games, perhaps, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, it is basically still fairly worth it, because yeah, I used to buy the single games that basically more expensive than the 256 gigabyte of storage, just like many games of Nintendo Switch, which is basically pretty expensive, like PlayStation 4, which is basically a little bit more cheaper, but it is not that cheap as well. So yeah, it is pretty long unboxing because I eventually failed to eject the disc for some reason, because this utility app on the Mac is just not responding, so I need to restart the MacBook Air in order to eject the disc and try to test with the other or the remaining disc. So it's around 15 minutes, and it is pretty exhausting because I was in the unboxing desk, which didn't have an air conditioner, so yeah, it's really made me has a lot of water comes from but yeah, I forgot what's sweat. Yeah, a lot of sweat. So basically I am also creating this emoji after I already tried to create the emoji for the play emoji gaming of the point blank in my dream gadget, which came up to 46 minutes, which is pretty long, especially when I need to hold the phone on my hands, which is pretty exhausted and makes my hands a little bit tired. But well, because I didn't have any other video that I will make in this day for the emoji, because yeah, I have run out of the storage. Well, basically right now I'm already used my OTG 64GB for the temporary storage instead of using the micro SD, because yeah, I'm not sure whether I will want another flash drive to store my data or not. Even though we've talked about the beta Kara, the Linux beta Kara for the emulation, some reviewer YouTubers said that it is not really good if you talk about the heavy games such as from the PlayStation 3, which I really want to play because yeah, my PlayStation 3 is no longer work for some reason, so yeah, it's pretty annoying. So because of the hard drive, it's just suddenly in the back sector, and when it talks about the custom firmware PlayStation 3, it's just not as easy as it can be, because in order to reinstall this, yeah, the custom firmware, you also need a proper hard drive that's already been installed with several files inside it. I'm not sure, so you just cannot be installed with a blank hard drive. Even I'm not really tested because I didn't have an empty hard drive as well right now, because I'm just focusing on buying the SSD storage perhaps, because I think it is really more worthy, because it can make the PlayStation 3 to be more portable to be played. So I'm not sure whether if I decided to buy 512GB of flash drive, whether it will be used for beta care or not, because those YouTuber reviewers said that it is more appropriate for us to use the SSD, but not really the overkill SSD like the NVMe. So it's just regular SSD SATA drive, the 2.5-inch size, so which is not really expensive, but I'm not sure why, because when it comes to the enclosure of the SATA USB cable, it basically has the same speed of a flash drive, but maybe the processing power inside the storage is probably faster than regular flash disk. I'm not sure, because yeah, the price is a little bit more expensive on the flash drive as well, but yeah, I really wanted to play it using the last Intel, not really the last, almost the last Intel generation of Mac Pro, so which didn't have a lot of storage, internal storage, but it should be capable on running various kind of games. So I really want to test the Battlecry inside it, even though I've already got the Dream Gadget, which is more powerful than it, but yeah, I really wanted to see the screen, because the screen is obviously better. MacBook screen is usually better than any other laptop. When it comes to resources or the specification inside it, well, it's not really good for gaming, especially. 5 minutes remaining on testing this unnecessary CD drive. It's already a very old MacBook Air that I'm still using until now for creating any kind of video editing, even though it's really struggle, especially when it really needs time to process several things. But I'm just not ready to migrate into the MacBook Pro yet because there's already so many data that I'm more confident to be stored in here. And because I already mod several things inside this MacBook Air, so and for the MacBook Pro I just want it to be as standard as possible because it should be used for productivity purposes, but sadly I'm just too lazy to do any kind of productivity right now related to development of application of software because I don't know, maybe because I really want to do other things besides programming as my personal productivity, even though I'm still really like to develop an application, but I don't know, it just takes time and it's not as easy as it can be, especially when it comes to the result, because right now I'm still able to produce or to market my application in certain platform because there's a lot of verification that's need to be possessed by the application, unlike the other platform which basically we can submit almost any kind of application. I guess, I'm not sure, because it's already been a while as well for me to develop those older platforms, so I'm not sure whether it's gonna be the same or not, but maybe I really wanted to integrate the productivity for my other than software development into those specific application, but obviously it will not be worthy because I'm still just an ordinary people, not a public figure yet, where many people can basically try to search for yourself, and even if you're trying to use a personal application perhaps to market yourself, as you're already popular, everyone basically try to find you. So as long as I'm still an ordinary people, well, basically the only satisfaction that I can feel is just only for myself. That's pretty sad, but it is the way it is. So maybe for the documentation purposes, when I try to see it again in the future, I will not be regret for not doing anything in my life. So I don't even talk about anything related to the video because the unboxing video is pretty much not important because things that I want is basically a very cheap things that doesn't really need unboxing, because before I had the overhead camera I even tried to unbox expensive thing without ever to record and try to get complaints, and thankfully it basically accepted, but even though it is still far from the price that I was need to pay, so I'm still kind of fail on buying things that the reason why maybe it's just act as my education or knowledge in order to prevent to do the same thing in the future. Lessons. And I'm just trying to confuse on using certain vocabulary because I'm just trying to do talking to myself, and it is pretty hard, especially when you're not a native speaker. It's been a while that I didn't really use